Welcome to the Healing Power of Constellations. I'm your host, Anniekolatkar, and with me is co-host Ashley Lee from her many Awake TV network shows, Quantum Energy Healing being one of them, and Genetic Consciousness. Thank you for being here, Ashley. Tonight's episode is, what world do we want to create? We are on the precipice of something great. We cannot miss this opportunity to look around and notice that all of the world is being asked to change all at once on a multitude of levels, layers, dimensions, perceptions, and to do this collectively as humanity. And this series of videos has been designed to support you make all of these significant transformations in your life with ease and grace. And we know that when we are asked to change, there is great hesitancy, and there can be resistance, and there can be additional fears. But as you notice, we're all going through this together, and you now have an amazing toolbox that has been gifted to you with this program with advanced energy healing from both Ashley and myself. You have the ability to come back and revisit this to reignite your commitment to choose peace. Not just choose it, but master it. So let's get started as we figure out what your steps are going to be to create the world that you want, that we all want for all of humanity. And thank you so much for your renewed commitment to be here today. Thank you. What is your personal healing intention? Healing, we find, is significantly improved, speedier, clarified. The adjectives are numerous when we have an intention. If we go about it with, insecurity and a lack of clarity, focus, and concentration, we're not going to get very far. So when we are faced with making numerous decisions and resolving numerous challenges in our present world, we at least have the ability to make one significant decision, and that is to choose peace. If that can be your first step, you have done something truly amazing for yourself and the community around you locally and also globally. So a specific intention can make it easier to obtain than if you don't set out to have an intention. So I would like to invite you to choose peaceful mastery in your life, because peace begins with me. And you might even ask yourself, where in my life do I not have peaceful mastery? Because this is a very important question. This is going to put the big searchlight onto consciousness challenges and conflicts that you have. And you can look no further than your relationships. And to explore relationships, I invite you to go back to video number 3, which is about perspectives. Me to myself, how I talk with myself. Do I have an inner monologue and a soliloquy of peace that I say or share with myself in moments of chaos? Can you please create a beautiful monologue, self-love talk that shares with you how you can be peaceful in the moment? It's easy, and it can start with some very simple sentences, and it can evolve like a long poem, if you like. And it's your unique, beautiful inner chat that you have with yourself, that the moment the chaos starts, the moment the fears pop up, the moment there's indecision or lack of focus and concentration, you get to start going into your inner monologue of peace. That is always a decision that you can make in every new moment. Remember, 86,400 seconds of the day to choose peace. And there's always the next second. Sometimes we have obstacles to creating an intention. Doubt is a really big one. We may have evidence that it didn't work the last time. And this is why we said it was very important. I think it was video 4, letting go of the past, so that you are not shutting down yourself to opportunities and new potentials. When we let go of doubt and we open to allow the universe, the pronoic flow to come through us, and we trust in that process, we can fill our cup with confidence to move forward in the direction of our vision, our intention. And you will begin to notice more and more as you let go of self-doubt that you actually are cultivating inner strength. Dissatisfaction is another big one that keeps people from creating an intention, because we may find in the moment we have so many judgments and we don't like what is happening at present and up to this present moment. So if we spend our whole life in a state of dissatisfaction about something, maybe not everything, we will discover that when it comes to setting an intention, we may avoid it, and it may be a significant obstacle. So look for dissatisfaction, and when you're dissatisfied, get excited, because you can go, ooh, I just put the searchlight on an area of my life where I am blocking myself and the energy flow in my life. And then make a new intention that you're going to focus on this area, maybe for 1 hour or 1 day, but you're going to explore it, because it's like weeding your garden. If you want to harvest something amazing, you have to do a little weeding. So please look for dissatisfaction, because it's a real attention getter, and it's an area that you can heal. Here's another big one that Ashley and I find on a daily basis that is so common. We probably could take out billboards all around the world and say, release attachment to outcome, because we don't often realize that when we have no ability to consciously become neutral, when we set out an intention, we actually block the energy from fulfilling the intention. So we can consciously say, I choose to go neutral, and I let the truth be anything it wants to be. That is going neutral. That is saying the way this manifests is the way it's going to come in for me. And that is trusting in the process. But when we start to determine all the details, the pathway to outcome, we start limiting how it's going to manifest. So we want to always check in with ourselves and ask, am I attached to the outcome of my intention? And if we find that we have a little bit of attachment to how we want it, we need to hit the reset button and go, okay, I notice I have a little bit of attachment. You know, I want it to look this way and smell this way and taste this way and deliver this way. And we just have to let go and surrender to the flow of pronoia. Opening to notice that you have resistance, which is conflict, is another area of our lives where we are blocking our intentions from manifesting. And remember, if your intention is peaceful mastery, you may be wondering, like, well, where would I have resistance to this? Well, remember when we talked about having a preferred perspective, a certain way of looking at life that we are quite wedded to? We have to let go of these angles, these views that we've come to value, and treasure their consciousness challenges, and they represent fears that we have. And we have to recognize that they produce a significant amount of resistance to the flow coming in. Okay, how do we do this? How do we create a life without resistance? Sometimes we trip ourselves up all the time, and sometimes we perceive that it's everything outside of us that is tripping us up. When we start recognizing and fully owning that we are creating every experience, it's hard some days, trust me. I had one today. But when we do that, we become more powerful in recognizing where we can create healing. So I encourage you to make conscious choice to let go of resistance, to not give your power away to the people that you perceive are controlling you or life circumstances. You know, I have to wear a mask. Someone might report me for having more than one person out on the porch. You know, there's all kinds of conditions going around with coronavirus right now. And so we can perceive that the government and our local community and even the stores that we shop at right now are having a significant amount of control on us. And so we may perceive some of this as resistance to our goal. So we want to let that go. We want to recognize that we are not powerless. And we can open through conscious intention to open to something new and fresh. We can notice and reframe past beliefs. Because as soon as you hear yourself saying, oh, I can't do that, that's just a belief, reframe it. Try saying, okay, I can do that if I choose to reorganize my schedule, or I open to seeing how I can afford this, or I let go that I can't do this because I didn't learn how, and I open to having someone teach me. These are ways that we can reframe our negative self-talk. And then we start noticing that we keep our energy higher, our outcomes improve, and then people start really enjoying the opportunity to be around us, to work with us, include us in their plans, because we represent ease and flow. We actually start living from inside a place of grace because we're creating that life without resistance. Now, releasing shadow beliefs. Ashley and I had a brief chat about this today, and I was going, and she goes, no, wait a minute. Do you really know what I'm talking about here? And I said, all right. Well, I would not have, before today, described shadow beliefs as consciousness challenges. I would have described them as unconscious challenges that I didn't know I had, that were producing emotions. And I understood now how Ashley has been supporting me over the last several years with ways to look at everything individually, so that as a co-author for The Leap of Consciousness, I would be more able or empowered to articulate some of this material, because it's new to the world. And all of you who watch this video and participate in this webinar, you are getting new material that the world is ready for, and you are the first wave. So congratulations. You are the leaders at the forefront that are healing yourself of consciousness challenges. And you will be the ones who evolve and grow and begin to share this process with the rest of the world. So to do this at really significant, beautiful levels where your peace is just, it's like putting Miracle-Gro on your plants, quite honestly. Clear your consciousness challenges. And then all those shadow beliefs that are literally growing the weeds in your garden, you will begin to heal and your peace will increase. So we want to commit to releasing more of our shadow beliefs. Moving into trust and faith. This is something that some people have an easy time doing and some don't even really know or connect to it very much. I have my own little sectors in life where I really have deep confidence that this is something I know from inside pronoia, this will happen, this will change, this will heal. And then there's other areas that I recognize, yeah, I don't really have a lot of trust and faith because I have a consciousness challenge. I have not been able to shift to the degree that I would like. So my trust and faith in that particular consciousness challenge is reflected. So when you find that you are struggling to have trust and faith, go looking for your consciousness challenge that is offsetting your trust and faith. Because when you have trust and faith, you are running on jet fuel. Look for it, utilize it, and embody it, because it will move you to places you've never been before. Okay, again, you are the proof that you seek. We grew up in a cause and effect world. I mean, look, science for the last 200 years has been trying to show us cause and effect, but guess what? Those days are over. We are moving into higher levels of awareness, higher levels of spiritual development, and cause and effect doesn't really play out in the higher dimensions. So this is where the proof is in you. It's not outside of you. If you look outside of yourself, you will not find it. You have to be connected to your inner guidance. You have to experience that trust and faith in yourself. And we know you can do this because you're here tonight. You're here participating with this information. And that gives you just such a leg up on knowing that your journey is going to be without the resistance that conflicts provide. And finally, the way you're going to do this is you're going to choose peace every moment that you get an opportunity. So Ashley, before we get into the world healing intention, I would love for you to share with people your gorgeous skills of supporting people in letting go of resistance and the discordant energies that accumulate when there's resistance to living the, optimal spiritual experience. And I would just really love if you could take a few minutes and share with everyone how we can do this.
I'd love to. Thank you for the invitation. I think that's part of what we're talking about too, is inviting ourselves into the world, maybe for decades, lifetimes, hundreds, if not thousands of years. We've been maybe on a planet in an environment where we didn't really want to be here because we were focused, we were motivated, we were stimulated, we were suppressed, we were compromised into noticing what's bad and busy running around. And I resemble that consciousness too. busy running around fixing everything and making everything better and noticing when everything was wrong, we had to fix it. And then when we fixed it, we felt a little better. We got a moment of reprieve. We felt good inside. We felt accomplished. We felt successful. We felt goal-oriented and many of these other facets of feeling good. And we conditioned ourselves and we conditioned each other into thinking that that's the way to live life, is to run around and fix everything that's broken. And when we fix everything that's broken, one day the world won't be broken anymore. But we didn't know that that was a hamster wheel. that we stayed on and stayed on and stayed on for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And in this process, we learned rudimentary social skills and socially developed throughout the world with really suppressed and compromised situations. And we didn't recognize. And so over the years, over the decades, over the millennia, we created systems, or we participated in the creation of systems and structures that kept us small, kept us little, kept us unknowing. We thought we were the stewards of this planet. We were definitely designed to be that. And yet we somewhat came up a little bit short, right? We decimated the planet. We overused it. We overconsumed. We energy consumed in ways we never knew we could so rapidly to cause environmental changes, not only in our physical environment on the earth, but also in our environments, in our relating with each other, and then in ourselves. And so now, as we're having this world reset for lots of different reasons, some good, some bad, some out of this world, in this time where we're in a reset to change our world, both the inner and the outer, seriously, we're all doing it. We're all living and breathing this experience. It's no longer a concept. It's no longer an abstract ideal. We're actually doing it right now. So we're being the doing we always really wanted to create. We wanted to create a better environment in here and in ourselves and with each other and our relating, and then our relating to the world as a whole. We both, Annie and I both recognized that everyone came on, and to see this video idea, this video streaming of these 7 videos, to really look at how we could come together collectively and create a harmonious world for all of us to live in. That we cease the decimation of this planet and ourselves individually and collectively. And right now, even though it seems worrisome and strange and lots of people are fearing, and that's where we focused on, was transitioning our own internal fear. And as we did that, we get to be pronoia. We get to be the good we actually always have chosen to be. And when we stand in that, we literally physically emanate that out to the world. So these hands touching on top of the world, that's literally us. Truly. And we make this impact for real on the planet. We're on the cusp of proving it, entering into the quantum field. And it's just a little level deeper than our physical world, our atomic world. But we're on the cusp of proving it all true. It's really fantastic. And in that process, we just before the cusp of proving it's true that we're all connected, we all make a difference, and our thoughts and feelings in alignment with our true nature, which is love, creates the world we want to create, creates the world we know we can create. And just before we prove it, what if we all embody trust and faith that we are the proof we're here to create? And when we do that, by the way, all that machinery and diagnostics and availability of proving it true will actually come quicker when we know it's already true, because the manifestation started here and then we build it. Okay. I know everyone wanted to come here on these series to really contribute with their hearts, with their lungs, with their brains, with everything about them, to contribute to the world where we can help the needy, the frail, the weaker, the more challenged, the more maybe sometimes when we have our head in the sand, all of those things. We're here to help. You're here as a leader. You're listening to these as a leader in some way. You're a leader in your life. You're a leader in your family. You're a leader in your community. You're a leader in the world. Whether you do something or not, your being is doing. And that's what this picture illustrates pretty well. And so when we stand together in this doing called being, we actually change the planet. We know we've changed the planet because just in a few years we adopted and developed the internet, which shows that we can talk to each other. We can talk to each other over this platform called Zoom video conferencing. We can talk to each other also mind to mind, which a friend of mine says she sends me mental texts all the time, right? Also known as telepathy. We can send each other emotional emoticons, right? So we don't actually have to use the phone to do that anymore. We do that heart to heart, mind to mind, spirit to spirit, body to body. So we invite you here tonight as a closing ceremony for our process in creating world healing intention. Let's all gather in this moment, whether you're watching this live and or in the future pre-recorded. What I want to share with everyone is to hold each other's hands. And obviously we're doing it etherically, as we used to call it, right? Because we're social distancing. But what if the etheric is as real as actually holding someone's hand? Because it really truly is. It's just a different sensation to the body. Okay? So everyone take a moment. Take a deep breath. The breath cleanses our energy. It truly does. Closing our eyes helps us look inward. You can have your eyes open too. Lots of people look inward with their eyes open. Any which way that is comfortable for you. Take a deep breath really into the deep recesses of your heart, your kindness, your opportunity to connect with everyone in every part of yourself, everyone in your family, your neighbors, your community, all of those struggling, all of those strong, everyone, no one left out. Good, bad, I call it upside down, sideways, or backwards people. Everybody, hold your hands. Hold your hearts. Take a deep breath. We clear our consciousness challenges to the best that we can, to the best that we know, to the best that we've opened to noticing. Because all of it will come forward. We want it to come forward in a supportive, compassionate, that means absence of judgments, ways in which we really authentically share our hearts, our intentions, and our ideas of how we can unify our world in this idea of a collective harmony. Eradicating righteous anger, eradicating I'm more benevolent than you, where we look at everybody hand in hand, heart in heart, and we come together centered in our awareness that we are here truly on spaceship Earth, jettisoning through the sky, the universe, that we're here to help our planet, help our environment, help the animals be great stewards to this planet, and support one another and our children and our elders in creating the world we truly choose to see together. And even if not everyone knows how to hold hands this way or knows how to share their authentic selves just yet, give them room, give them space, give them support, set the space that they can see them, divine witness for them, their true natured selves, which is love, irregardless of how they're behaving or acting. Breathe in the support that we have for each other. Feel, receive that support. Recognize that you are stronger than you may feel, that we are stronger than what we may have been able to do in the past. We let go of self-judgments where we blame each other and ourselves for doing wrong or doing bad. What if we just, from moment to moment, believed we were separate from God, from the universe, from the earth, from everything, and we felt alone, maybe destitute, maybe abandoned, maybe not worried, worthy, worried about that? What if we could let all that go, like we talked about, letting go of the past, starting new and fresh in this moment? A friend of mine in France a few months ago had shared, I review life as new and fresh every morning that I wake up. I asked him, I said, that's such a fantastic concept to really recognize our true potential each and every morning that we wake up. I asked him, what if we could speed up that time frame, so to speak? What if we could do it every morning when we wake up? What if we could do it every hour throughout the day? What if we could do it with every breath, right? We exhale the old and we breathe in the new. New and fresh in every moment with every breath, every blink of the eye. We can keep the past in our memories, draw upon that, use that as an opportunity to look back upon. But what if that doesn't have to define our lives in this now moment? That this now moment is truly on this planet right now, new and fresh. We could return to have our children return to schools, sharing the opportunities of how they learn best, sharing with their teachers authentic communication versus being suppressed into obedience. This idea of obedience is over. The idea of teaching our children, even infants, personal responsibility that they can share even when they need a diaper change, even if it's a cry. That we have the opportunity when we return to work, not go back to what we had. When we return to work, when we return to the streets, and we've all noticed that the air pollution dropped out about 60%. Isn't that remarkable when industry stopped? So what if we could return to work with newfound ideas of how we can have industry without so much air pollution? How could we return to work without having cootie phobia, maybe, for example, and recognize that our consciousness creates our genetics, creates our immune system, not cooties or pathogens? What if we have an opportunity to get together in what we call think tanks, or opportunities where leaders come together and actually create a new environment for all of us to share and celebrate? I rejoice and celebrate this opportunity to take a fresh and new look at our world, inner and outer, to really, truthfully, individually and collectively create the world we choose to have now. We are the makers of this. Not anyone or anything, any faction or any government or any kind of system that was old and didn't work. We don't have to fight and take down systems by coups and sledgehammers. We do that with our inner thoughts, our emotions, and our opportunities to share authentically with each other. And if it's a crucial conversation where maybe the conversation isn't so pleasant, what if we could change our wording and speak in different ways that are more compassionate, more supportive, and also being really truthful? I know we can do this. I know we can reposition our languaging. I know we can reposition the way that we work with each other in between our physical relating and the energies between that. We so appreciate you coming together in these videos, in these opportunities to share with us your collective heart, your participation, your energy and commitment to creating this for yourself and all others. With blessings of love and true intrinsic peace, we support all of you in creating this day-to-day, hour-to-hour, breath-to-breath.
Thank you. So let's let go of the idea of limits so that all of our creative genius can flow through as we solve the new challenges that we are going to approach as we create a new world for ourselves. When we let go of this consciousness challenge and we up our commitment to make conscious choice to feel happy and loved in every moment, we can do this together, and we can take strength from each other's commitment to peaceful mastery. And again, if you haven't visited Leap of Consciousness, please do. There's lots of gifts over there for you. And looking forward, we invite you to choose peace, even when things may seem fearful. And please, if you haven't already, find my YouTube channel. There'll be more videos that come out, and like and subscribe. And if you ring the bell, you will get information about future transformational videos just like this series. And please invite your family and your friends to experience these videos from this particular healing circle. It will add more leaders into the world who are committed to peaceful mastery. And don't forget to stay amazing. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, everyone.